Hi and Assalamualaikum. We are here to present the task given, so let's meet our member. Me is Nurulatika binti Muhammad Said. Next is Azli bin Jonis. The third one is Maclean Matsulin. The fourth one is Kaironisa Hanis binti Abdul Kahar. And the last one, Nushafawani binti Zulkifli. So here is a topic given for our assignment.
There are three most common measures of central tendency, which is mean, mode, and median. Mean is the average of the given numbers and is calculated by dividing the sum of given numbers by the total number of numbers. Secondly is the mode. The mode is the value that appears most frequently in a data set. A set of data may have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode at all. And lastly is the median. The median is the middle value in a list order from smallest to the largest.
So for Altec, the mean for this firm is 551 ringgit 63 cent. Actually, if we do the calculation, we will get 551 ringgit 625, but we round it to 63 because it's countable. So how do we get this number? We can get this number by using the mean formula. Sum of the terms, which is 13,239 ringgit, we divide by number of terms, which is 24, and we can get 551 ringgit 63 cent after we round it for the mean. Secondly, for the median, first of all, we need to make sure the data are arranged in ascending order. So, if the number of observation is odd, the median is the middle value. But if the number of observation is even, the median is the average of the two middle values. So for this one, the number of observation is even. So we need to take the average of the two middle values, which is 546 plus 588. We divide by 2, and we can get 567 for the median. And lastly, for the mode of the stock returns for this firm is between 450 until 550 and 650 until 750 that have some frequency as much as 7 times in Altec data sample.
For Atlant firm, the formula we use to calculate mean is sum of all data divided to number of data. So in Atlant case, the sum of all Atlant data is equal to RM5191 divided to the number of data, which is 24. Then we get the answer for mean. Next is median. First of all, we need to arrange the data in ascending order. After that, just take the middle value of the data. But in Atlant case, the number of data is even. So the average of the two middle values, which are 381 and 390, is the median for this firm. Last one is mode. After divided the data into classes, mode of the stock returns for this firm is between 300 to 400 as the highest frequency with frequency as much 11 times in Atlant data sample.
So this is the graph that shows mode, mean, and median for Altec. As we know that this firm has two modes, which is 450 until 550 ringgit and 650 until 750 ringgit that have some frequency as much 7 times. And for the mean is 551 ringgit 63 cent, while for the median is 567 ringgit.
This is the graph that shows central values of the stock returns that have been calculated for the Atlant firm. As you can see, the mean for this firm is RM381.29, so it plays right there in red line. Meanwhile, median for Atlant firm, which is RM385.50, is placed right there in yellow line. From the graph, it also shows that the stock returns between RM300 to RM400 was the highest frequency, which means it is the mode for the firm.
3, we're going to use 3 measures of dispersion. So, for the first one, variance. Variance is a measure of dispersion that takes into account the spread of all data points in a data set. It's the measures of dispersion the most often used, along with the standard deviation, which is simply the square root of variance. For the second is standard deviation. The standard deviation is a statistic that measures the dispersions of data set relative to its mean and is calculated as the square root of the variance. For the third one is coefficient of variation. The coefficient of variation is the ratio of the standard deviation to the mean. The higher the coefficient of variation, the greater the level of dispersion around the mean.
The variance of the company, we're going to use the formula sample with the power of 2 equal to sum of value minus with mean with the power of 2 and divide with the number of observation minus 1. Okay, first thing first, we have to calculate the value of Altec company. minus me and use the power of 2 for each year and total it. After that, divide it with the total of year, which is 24 and minus 1. And the answer is 23,194 ringgit and 68 cents. Next is standard deviation. It's almost same as the variance formula, but with added square root. We use the variance answer and square root it, and the answer is 152 ringgit and 30 cents. Lastly is coefficient of variation. Use the formula of CV equal with S divided with mean and times 100, and the answer is 27.61%. For Athlon company, we just use the same method as the Altec company, and the answer for variance is 11,502 ringgit and 13 cents. Standard deviation is 106 ringgit and 31 cents. And lastly, coefficient of variation is 27.88%.
Coefficient of variation of Altec firm is 27.6090 and coefficient of variation of Athlon firm is 27.8809. CV of Altec firm is the smallest than CV of Athlon firm, so Altec firm is better and good as compared to Athlon firm. As 4. By constructing a 5 summary value table, draw the box plot for both firm. Identify if there are any outliers in the data and the shape of the distribution. So here's a 5 summary value table for firm Altec and Athlon. We need 5 summary number, minimum, maximum, 25, 50, 75 percentile to fill the table. So the data given is from 1988 to 2021, and we arrange the number according from smallest to the largest one to get the 5 summary value. So based on this table, we will draw the box plot and find IQR to know if there's any outliers or no.
So here the box plot for firm Altec, complete by using the 5 summary table. To draw it, first plot the minimum number, which is RM 170 ringgit, and extend the line to the maximum number, RM 735 ringgit. Now we draw a box starting from quarter 1, which is 25 percentile, RM 470 ringgit, to quarter 3, 75 percentile, RM 682 ringgit. At the middle of the box, we draw the line for median for quarter 2, 50 percentile, which is 567. And we're done for drawing the box plot. So at the end, there's no outliers because the minimum is not less than 152 ringgit and the maximum is not greater than 1000. From Athlon, complete by using the 5 summary table also. So draw the first plot, minimum number, which is 140 ringgit, and extend to maximum number, 610 ringgit. Now we draw box starting from quarter 1, which is RM 395 ringgit, to quarter 3, RM 441 ringgit. At the middle of the box, we draw another line for median, which is RM 385 ringgit 50 cents, and the box plot is done. So there's outliers here for minimum, which is RM 140 ringgit because it's less than 151 ringgit, and no outliers for maximum because it's not greater than 650 ringgit.
Last but not least, identify the shape of the distribution. From the box plot, we can quickly several points concerning the distribution of stock return for both firms. Return range from 170 ringgit to 735 ringgit for Altec and 140 ringgit to 610 ringgit for Athlon. So we make two-way observation. First, the median is in the center with the box and being located in the middle of the center. Second one, the left line whisker is longer than the right line for firm Altec, but the right line is longer than the left line for firm Athlon. So this indicates that the distribution negatively skewed.